There you go. So it's where the corrugation comes down and it's pressed. Obviously this is a pressing, you know, from the factory, and then it comes onto the flat. Well, we were going to be making all this and welding it and going through all that process, right? But now we don't have to, because I found this piece. I actually turned it upside down and it's got the flat on it, so that saved us a lot. And it's always about savings, and again, this is about savings. But sometimes, no matter what, you're not going to find, you're just going to have to make the stuff. And this is what brings you up to that level, being able to make it. This is the kind of stuff whereby you see a shape or a size of something and you think, if I cut that out of there, that would...
This is a little magnet, guys, yeah? Don't like using magnets where I'm welding, but in this instance, we have to have something, yeah? For this little magnetic hook, I've got a half a dozen of them or more, they're handy. So, there's no way you'd be able to do this without it, yeah? So I put a tack on there, and now we have this. Now what I've done is I've hammered the tack on the vise here, right? Just a little tap, okay? And that's closed the gap up along, believe it or not. Yeah?
Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of how to repair your cargo floor. In this video, right, we're going to jump in and take off from where we left off, right, if that makes sense. And I apologize now for the hoarse throat. I've got a sore throat. I've done a lot of shouting the weekend, okay. The team from where I come from in Ireland is Limerick, okay, and we had in Ireland we had it's like a once a year event. It's the final, like the grand finale, and it was Limerick and Kilkenny. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of hurling, but it's a major sport here in Ireland. It's our national sport, and it was Limerick and Kilkenny for the All Ireland, right? Legends, the both of them, and I would just like to apologise, and incidentally, Limerick won, you know, so a little bit of a hoarse throat today, and I would also like to say a really big thank you, okay. The tickets were given as a present. I wouldn't have been at the match otherwise, and what a beautiful present. So from my heart, I sincerely thank the person, and that person knows who she is, so it's a woman. But what a beautiful 60th birthday present, right? So apart from all the videos and everything, you know, that was beautiful, right? And it's from my heart I say thank you, right? And again, I apologise if I'm a little bit hoarse or struggling to get across. But anyway, Limerick won. I don't know if I said that or not. For any of you around the world who'd like to see what I'm talking about and experience the atmosphere and the speed, it's probably one of the fastest games played in the world, okay? The skill level is off the charts. The actual skill level is off the charts. A small ball and a piece of wood called a hull, okay? Maybe you think you're gone onto the wrong videos, guys. You're not. I'm just saying, go on to RTE Player, P-L-A-Y-E-R, RTE, that's our broadcasting in Ireland, RTE Player, and type in All Ireland hurling final, Limerick versus Kilkenny, or 2022, and have a look at that if you're into sport, because a lot of people are into sport, right? I try to reach out to everyone. Okay, so I do love my hurling and I do love my rugby, right? And Ireland just beat the All Blacks, so I'll be sending the videos to New Zealand, but you know, maybe you won't watch them now. Anyway, that's the sport out of the way, guys. It was a fantastic weekend, right? And yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it was the best. Okay, back to this, guys. I left off last week on this panel, right, and it had the wrong ridges on it, okay, if you remember that. So, and if you're new on here or you haven't seen the video from last week, I'll put a little card up there now, and if you tap that, just tap it once, and that'll take you over to the video. At the end of this video, it'll play for you, or it'll be in your list to play, so then you can just get to that video. This is the double one, okay, and that's supposed to be on there like that. So that's kind of where we're going, guys, as regards making this panel to repair the cargo floor. Yeah, that's what we need. And I'm now thinking, guys, of putting a cut down here, and just because it's whatever is easiest and whatever is best, right? By all means, we can put the contours back into this, because they weren't right. They were too low for the, you know, for where we're putting this panel. But this is the magic, really, you know. And I didn't say last week, but this panel, right, is upside down. I've turned it upside down, so as regards the profile, it wouldn't make any difference at all. But in this case, from wherever it came in my old bus, where it came from specifically, the profile was only half the height along here, and I hadn't seen that. I didn't notice it. I didn't actually think it existed. You know, sometimes when you get deeper and deeper into stuff, you learn stuff, and that's what's, you know, that's the beauty about it. You actually don't think that, you know. So for whatever reason, the contours on this side were only half of what they should be. So this is a piece, right? And those are the full height and depth contour, right? So this piece is right. And what I'm doing now, guys, to save time and effort and energy and everything else, because saving energy is important as well, is whatever comes easiest. Yeah, that's a tip right there. You know, if it's easier to do this, if you find it easier to do this, right, to make your panel, I mean, that one doesn't sit too bad, but you can still see this. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a shortage, right? It's not perfect. It's definitely short. So I'm thinking, that's our panel. That's what I'm thinking, guys. That's exactly what we want there, right? Now what we'll do is we'll take it over to the bus. Now you can see there's that to be cut off, etc. Right? There'll be another little few cuts, but cuts is actually easier than forming stuff. I find it easier if I can cut something and weld it. Now, of course, I'll be putting a weld. Let me just show you this again. See what I'm doing here? So this piece is going to get welded to this piece, because this is the really important piece. This is the piece where it goes down and it's got the flat on it. And I basically turned that upside down to find that piece, see? So this is the magic piece. This is the piece what would have been hard to make, which I actually thought, guys, that I would be making this initially, right? But we will in the future be, you know, there's going to be lots of opportunities where we're going to have to maybe make something that's really, this is a little bit difficult to make. I would say this is on the difficult side of things to make, this piece, right? Because what you'd have to do is, you can see in the light there, you have to cut, you know, you have to cut here, and you have to cut here, and you have to make that little triangle piece. You see it there, from my finger upwards, that closing piece, to bring us out onto the flat plane. And that's where things get tricky. That's the flat plane there, look, right? And you can see the shadows inside in the imprint there. Yeah? So making that piece was going to be hard, and this is what I thought this video was actually about initially, but it's not. But like I said, we're going to be right there. You go. So it's where the corrugation comes down and it's pressed. Obviously this is a pressing, you know, from original, from the factory, and then it comes onto the flat. Well, we were going to be making all this and welding it and going through all that process, right? But now we don't have to, because I found this piece. I actually turned it upside down and it's got the flat on it, so that saved us a lot. And it's always about savings, and again, this is about savings. But sometimes it don't matter what, you're not going to find, you're just going to have to make the stuff, and this is what brings you up to that level, being able to make it. This is the kind of stuff whereby you see a shape or a size of something and you think, if I cut that out of there, that would go in there, and that would, you know, I don't have a pile of fancy tools, and a lot of us in this game don't, you know. I don't have an English wheel yet, and I don't have a shrinker stretcher yet, you know, but you can stretch metal with a hammer, you know, you can do, you know, you can shrink metal. So that's all in the future. When we get hit with that, then we'll deal with that. That's how it goes. For now, I think you'll see, and I'll just show you, that's going to be perfect. Yeah, we just cut and make sure all this goes together, and there's 9 minutes on the clock already. Okay, so I'm not going to make a really long one out of this one, guys, right? I promise. So I'll take you to the van, bus, and I'll show you what's going on, where this is going to sit, right? Don't forget, I'll put the little link up there, or at the end of this video, I'll probably have a link to the last video anyway. That's usually what I do. Okay, let's get stuck in, guys. Okay, guys, I'll just show you where we're at with this. Had a little bit of a tidy up here, right? Lots of abrasive dust, etc. had gathered up. But so, if you remember, I was saying that I wasn't gonna grind up the inside of the weld. Well, OCD got the better of me, yeah, and I just couldn't be looking at that. So now you can see, hopefully. See if we can all get in this little hole together. But yeah, hopefully you can see there the inside. Yeah, it's actually all one piece. Okay, so I've took the welds down. Little divots, you know, that's what you have on the back side of the weld. Those little divots I showed you on the small piece, right? You know, it's all smooth. So what I was asking you guys the last time was to remind me. I was looking back on the video and I asked you to remind me. Okay, now we have to protect that area because we're closing this up here today, right? And this has to be protected, obviously. So the first thing to go onto this is a wipe of panel wipe, just to get any oils and anything off it. And then I'll be putting on K-Rust and pour 15 maybe. I think I'll miss out on the Galvafride. Just pour 15 it, yeah. So K-Rust, I might do Galvafride actually, yeah. You'll see. So that's the next thing to do. All right, here we go. Look. So here's what we've going on. Like I said, fit that on there like that. I've only got one hand here, guys. Yeah. Scribe and cut. Attach this to this. Take off the excess there, and then deal with this then. Okay, so just to show you why I changed my mind on all of this. Look, right? See, that is such a good fit up, guys, that it's like a shame to be going folding. Are you with me? To go folding this, which is flat, right? It's like it's the effort of doing that, and we have two pieces here that are perfect, right? So now all we're doing is putting this piece, which is about, what is it? I'll do it in inches. Look, it's under 3 inches, guys. Yeah, under 3 inches. So cut that there, weld it onto this piece, right? And again, leave these pieces oversize of the hole, right? It is oversized as it is, look, this piece, right? But it's marrying up perfect with everything, right? And it'll just drop down there, and this guy onto it, and that's our piece done. Okay, so that's that explained. That's the reason why I've gone down that road now. It's easier than
yeah, trying to straighten all that and put the correct, well, I've straightened it, but it's still all hammer marked, you know, etc. Look, right? So all that has to be hammered out of it, yeah? So we're not going to go that road. That's why we're going this road, yeah? So again, you always, you know, always keep an open mind as to how you're continuing on. That's, you know, keep an open mind to everything. Don't lock yourself into one situation and then that's the only situation or that's the only way of going forward. It's not, yeah? Things change as you move forward, right? So I'm going to get some K-rust on this and some galvafride, and I'm going to get you back and we're going to continue closing this in and getting it done today. Okay guys, panel wipe. We've got then K-rust, yeah, hammerite. I've covered all these products before, and galvafride. Metalwork machinery, gates, railings, iron fixtures, cars, yeah, none better. Basically you're galvanizing your metal, yeah, in a paint form, and nothing gets through that, so you can finish on that. You can paint over it as well also, but yeah, I'm not affiliated or no association with these products, but I can vouch for these products because I've used them for years and years and I've tested them and they've proved themselves to be the best. That's why I use these. That's what I use. Okay, so panel wipe in here, followed by K-rust when it's dry, and then followed by this one. Be very careful in here, guys, with the edges. Yeah. It's just no need for it really, but won't be any harm for adhesion. Leave that dry and then galvafride. Or sorry, K-rust. K-U-R-U-S-T. K-rust. By Hammerite. Okay guys, give you a look at that now. That's what it looks like. I think I've covered all this before, but for you new guys, yeah, I put a little bit there, dried my brush off, yeah, so it helps. And that's what it looks like from looking in the hole, yeah. Now that's, sorry, that's way over, right? So that's like 6 or 8 inches outside of my reach, the furthest I can reach. Okay guys, I know you can't, you don't know what you're looking at, but you're actually down inside, yeah? Let's just see where you're coming up out of. Yeah, that's where you are. You are down inside between the belly pan and the cargo floor. And I've now finished putting in all that galvafride, and I've layered it on thick because why not, yeah? So that's as far as the brush will go, yeah?
Okay, so that's the galvafride done, guys. That's the end of that, guys. I didn't put, and I'm not going to put pore 15, so that's something you have to be conscious of as well, guys. Pore 15 is highly flammable, right? And if I was to put pore 15 in there now, and then we go welding up around here, this aperture, I don't fancy the chances, okay? Just put it that way. You know, it's highly flammable, and I'm not going to do that. So again, you know, use your intuition and think about what you're doing, and you know, before you go too far ahead. Again, like I said before, think it through, and you know, it's just that yeah, this area will be getting almost red, and if there's any little thing that goes through, even when the pore 15 is dry, this is, I mean, there is holes, as you can see now, right? 10mm holes that we drilled. That's that one, to give you an idea where we're at with the bottom panel that we put in. But yeah, I'm not going to go there with the pore 15. And anyway, the galvafride, really good product, right? Unbelievably good. It's galv, as in galvanized. That'll do me. Okay, guys, what we have now is we have a very close fitment, right, at the moment, right? So I'm happy enough, I think I'm happy enough. We have a little bit of, almost nothing actually there. When it's actually sitting into it where it needs to be, there's nothing in it. I have a little bit north to south, but east to west, there's nothing. So it's really, it's scratching, yeah, and that's a little bit tight for my liking. I like to have that little gap, you know, like in the last video, the 0.75 of a mil or 0.5 of a mil. And also, I don't think I explained that very well when I said about cleaning. Obviously clean all the area that you're going to weld, but this is what I was referring to get the true 1mm here. Okay, so first, you should never really be grinding on here. You should, like I said, that you should never be grinding this area. To clean it up, you should sand it, okay? Not grind it. There should be very little grind marks on it, okay? And then the same on the underside. So what you have is, what I was saying about, you know, putting your flap disc on there to get, you know, to clean it up. Is what I was saying was to clean it up was to get the 1mm. You know, the true 1mm, which you can see there, guys. Yeah? I mean, that's what you need. You need the 1mm. Yeah? And that's how you get it. You get it by not grinding here initially to clean up, because that's a mistake, and a lot of people would do that. You know, they think, okay, so clean metal, but it's only 1mm thick. And you can't afford to put a grinder on there. You know, a grinding disc or a cutting disc to clean it up. You know, 60 grit, really. Yeah? And no sparks coming off it. When you see sparks coming off the metal, that means there's metal coming away then. So you're actually taking away metal. And if you're taking away metal, you're never going to have the true 1mm. It don't matter how far back you clean it back. You know, you're never going to, you know, you have to come back here and your piece is a lot smaller then, obviously. Yeah? So you take very little off here. It should be real smooth. You only barely take off if there is paint on it. Yeah? Or to clean it up if there's a film of rust, or, you know, from standing about on your parent metal. You only sand it. You don't grind it clean. You sand it clean. Yeah? So you only take off the dirt and the rust, the coating or the powdered rust or whatever, the primer or the paint. You don't go below that, because then you'll lose out on your thickness and you'll never gain your thickness again.
So that's the point I was trying to make. You need the 1 millimeter there, yeah? Like I was saying, this was a little bit thin, so I've gone and cut this now, and we've moved back a bit on it, and it's a little bit stronger, yeah, under there, right at the face, yeah. This area is the area that's prone to rot, and that's why we don't have, you know, we probably have 0.7 or 0.6 here. It's light enough, but it's okay, you know, it's okay. We have it here, and I'll be inclined to put, you know, it's a very minute transfer, but I'll be inclined to put more heat on this side than on this side when I put those spots down, yeah. So that would be how you would go about doing that. Yeah, light metal is going to burn faster, obviously, and melt faster. We don't burn anything, we'd be melting it, really, I suppose, the right way to say it. So I'm happy with this, guys. I think what I'll do next now is, yeah, before we put this in and commit ourselves to this situation, we'll now work on this piece, right? And while I was off there, I was trimming this up, and I went round this with the flap disc, yeah, round the sides, just trimming, and I might even do a little bit more. And what I'll do then is I'll add this onto it, right? And I might show you some of the process of that, but basically it's just scribing it there and adding it on and making sure that it fits here. I know that this fits in, right? We know that this fits in because we've done that already. So I'll leave a little bit extra on it, and I'll take it down in increments until it's perfect. Marry it up to this like that. Like, in fact, I mean, really, yeah, clamping that tight now and scribing it, and that should be it. That should, you know, that should be perfect, like, because, yeah, we still have a 1 mil plus a 1 mil sitting on top of each other, though. You must always remember that, because that's where you lose a mil or more, you know. Okay, guys, so I've took a lot off of this piece now. I've took off what needs to come off, really, and we're very close to perfection. We used hold this up here with a magnet, yeah, and I'm getting very close now to what I would regard as the perfect fit up, right? So I already said this is 0.75 millimeter thick, and we have about the same on each end. I don't want to shift it too much because we could be here for, you know, the slightest move here and everything, kind of, but just to give you an idea, that's kind of tight there. If I shimmy it a little bit, but I have to move the whole piece, yeah. But we definitely, as you can see, we've got a little bit of slap here. So there's about 0.75 on each end, right? So 1.5 mil of clearance, and I've got the same going on here, 0.75. So I'm happy enough with that. Okay, that's not going to, and depending on where we tack it now next, that's not going to, this piece now, right? A little spray of weld through primer on there. It's already got paint and stuff on it. I'm not going to take that off. That's that red stuff. It's from the old rust preventer from way back. But you can see where we're at with that. So, looking at it from where I see it, there's a tiny little piece to be taken off here, yeah, to let it down, and that's it. Okay, I'll bring you back. I'll go grinding that off, yeah. This is a little magnet, guys, yeah. Don't like using magnets where I'm welding, but in this instance, we have to have something, yeah, for this little magnetic hook. I've got a half a dozen of them or more. They're handy. So there's no way you'd be able to do this without it, yeah. So we already said earlier, we have a kind of a north and south situation going on, and that was with this one, wasn't it? So there's a little bit, but that's closed, fully closed up there, so I'll take a little bit off at the top now, guys. Yeah, do that one on here, just close your ears. Another little secret, guys, I'll let you into, another little trick, right? You see right on the corner, I just touched the corners. Always do that, okay? You can see there. That's the angle there. Yeah. Always take a little piece out of the corner because it helps you. So you can leave the corners in there, but on these, on the fit up piece, always just take just a tiny little piece off the corner. So you don't have a corner fitting into a corner, because when you put a corner into a corner, it'll dictate to you. Yeah? And some of this stuff is not really easy to explain, but when it fits into a corner, it dictates where it wants to sit. And when you open up the corner or release it a little bit, you find that you can actually twist it a little. You get a little bit more of that going on. You'll be able to do that. And also a corner may shove it out where you don't want it. So it's kind of like a male and female thing, but opposite, if that makes any sense. Now we have north and south. Can you see that? And looking from it, let's just see here now. Looking. That's how much patience is required for this kind of work, guys. So we have the north and south now. There you go. So that's in total again 1.5 mil, 0.75, 0.75, which is the rule, as a rule. And then we have left and right, or east and west. Yeah. Yeah, there's east and west and there's north and south. That's the little bit you want. So what I can afford to do now is, if I'm happy with everything, which I kind of am, I can put a tack on these two here and again on here. Yeah, and that's them two together. I can finish that weld and then offer the whole piece in. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, I'm going to put a tack there and a tack there, and that'll get us, you know, that'll get us nice, and then that's it. Okay, guys, so what I've done here is I've put a tack on here. Okay, I thought I'd recorded it, but never mind. So I put a tack on there, and now we have this. Now what I've done is I've hammered the tack on the vise here, right? Just a little tap, okay? And that's closed the gap up along, believe it or not. Yeah? Negatives and positive reaction. It had opened it, and I was going to show you that, and I realized I hadn't got the footage. So when I tacked it here, it spread out like that. This piece, yeah, went away from it because I had tacked it in the corner. So tapped it with the hammer. You can see it's kind of flat on the top there. And now we're going to tack it here. Make sure it's all level and nice. Okay. So put it in the vise like this. Don't want to need to squeeze it too tight because we don't want to take any shapes away. We want it here. Okay. I think our weld set is set up for this. Stick the up on it. Cut the blob Glove. Glove. Hope you can see that all right. We rest our shroud here and pull that too. Just like that. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that, yeah. Now I'll put one on the edge because the edge is the place to put the tacks really at the beginning while all the metal is cold, yeah. But I did give you that little tip before, but now we're going to flatten that, okay. Sorry about the hammering now, guys, but perfect. And it comes out in the back, you can see. So you don't ever have to worry about penetration. Yeah. Okay. Lovely jubbly. Okay, I'm going to continue on and spread my tacks and hammer it and get it right and nice, and then I'll bring it back and we'll put it up. I may just check now and see that it fits as well before I go too far ahead of myself again, but you know, it's all good now. I know it's going to fit and everything, but and anyway, like I said before, we can always take a little piece off with the flap disc, you know, if it needs it. Yeah, if it swells anything or anything, but it shrink more than anything is what's going to happen now. Okay guys, you don't need to see me doing all these welds now, I suppose, so I'll just bring you back in a short while again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little tacks. Now I'm going to cool those. Well, I've cooled already 4 of them, but just cool those, and you've seen it before. Let it come up through the back. Okay, I'll keep on filling this in, guys, and I'll bring you back again, yeah, but you know the process now. So, another little tool here, guys, a little mini grinder, yeah, on a 2.5 Ah. I hope this isn't too noisy now, and hopefully I won't have to be adjusting the volume. Principally the idea behind getting this was for this application here. I think you know, it being small and just taking down the welds, like I said before, it's part of the process here, because you can see how big the weld gets, you know, when you start putting those spots together. So it tidies it up, yeah, without doing anything on the left or the right, just the weld itself, the crown of the weld, to take it down, yeah, and it lets the next weld go in better for, you know, to get through. So that's what we're at. Just thought I'd show you that. We haven't called him any name yet, so maybe we can call him you know, like Henry or Harry or something. But a handy little tool, and it's small, like I say, and it's light, so, and it's quiet-ish. Okay. I like it, guys. I like it a lot. Yeah. Cute little thing. And it's got power. So, that's what we're doing, look. Right? You can see. Just taking the crown off each spot. Yeah? So when we go welding again in between, right? That wire will fill that area, the 0.6 wire, each time. And it'll fill it all the better and make it all the one, because it doesn't have to burn through those previous spots. And that's how finite, you know, that's how finite this thing is. Yeah? I suppose there's no harm in leaving these here right now at the back, just for now. I'll clean them up later. But right now it gives it a little bit, you know, a little bit at the back as well. So we can continue on with our spots now, which I will. And we'll take it again from there. Okay, so you can see we have a line of spots down there now, guys. Yeah, and it's all out in the back as well. Okay, you just hammer those now again. Okay, cordless, got a 60 mop in there. Yeah, taking it down a bit, taking all those divots out. And there's the back side, guys. Yeah. Yeah. No signs of any welding there. Yeah. Now we take these down. Okay guys, I might just try this. Yeah, it's an 80 grit. Just see what it kind of a finish we get off it, yeah. And we have our 1 mil. Yeah, that's nice enough for that now, I think. Yeah, so we'll go over now and we'll fit that up and see how it looks. Yeah. Okay guys. Big strong magnet. Okay, let's see how this looks. Try and push that back to there because it'll grip back there as well. Well, seems to be fitting in there okay guys. And drag it up. Right. There's a big gap there, so see if we can push it back. There we go. Can you see what's going on here guys? I don't know if you can see the gaps or not, right? So that's okay, and that's okay. That's the kind of tolerances that we're working to. 0.75 of a mil, yeah? And when you have that kind of tight, you know, that if you keep it that tight, your tolerance, let's say you're doing this, in any, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever panel you're doing, if you work to 0.75 of a mil tolerance with your cut, what that means is, it means that whatever setting you have on the weld set, you won't be blown through, you know. It means that everything is the same. All your gaps are pretty much the same. So therefore you don't have to reduce, or you're not going to be struggling with blown holes, or everything is the same. And if you match it up nice and make sure it's right first before you commit yourself to carrying on, always, if you need to, go back, change it, do whatever it takes to get it all the same. Take a little bit off here. That's what I was saying to you anyway. We're on the closing straights of this job now anyway. Yeah, but it's another little hole that's filled. Right, I'm going to go around it and I'm going to continue to see. Maybe I need to, you know, bend it down a little there and just tweak it and move it around and see until I get the best fitment. Then I'm going to put a tack on it. So I'll bring you back for that one, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to go around this more and make sure. And that's the kind of attention to detail that it all requires. And then you get a finish like that, and no one knows, you know. It can be questioned after about this, because this is a Westphalian. It's supposed to have this cut out in it, but anyway, I got the instructions to close it up, so he doesn't want it. So yeah, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just looking at where it's high, where it's low, where it needs to be moved to make it perfect, yeah. Very close to sticking a tack on it now, to be honest. Right there, I think, right on the shoulder. Because if it needs to come off again, guys, that's where you would put your tack. because that's where you can access it. Yeah, if you're putting your finger into a corner, how are you going to get any kind of access, you know, afterwards to try and remove weld or tack? You know, it's like, that's why I say always stay up on the shoulder if you can, you know. So okay, I think I'll put a tack and we can tap it and see that corner there now. Look, see, that corner could be taken off, the little corner here. That will help us, because at the moment it's sticking in there now into where I put a tack. Just to be strong, I put a tack there as well. Another little tip, just a tack. I've leveled it off, but it's still, you know, you can still see the actual shape of it there. Tack, yeah. It's very close, you know, that's exactly kind of what we want, like. So I'm going to call it, guys, at this, yeah. Yeah, stick it here first. And we have it there as well. So once you have it on the 4 sides, yeah, yeah, you can't go too wrong, you know. You can always shimmy the patch a little bit. Okay, I'll get set up here and weld this in, guys, yeah. Right, guys, you never reminded me for the weld through primer. So that's it. The weld through primer is on it. God, I can taste that primer. Clumsy. Right, that does that. Goodbye. Gone. Told you it was trouble, guys. Yeah, they always are. Yeah. Now, you see how it moves around now, look. Yeah, here. That's what that's the difference. Yeah. That's it. That can go down a bit. This, yeah, it's a bit high. This needs to go down a bit. So if I tack it, here, like I said, yeah, it's good. It needs to go down here. Just needs to be careful here, you see, and a little bit of a step on it there, so I may as well leave that and I'll be able to pull it up, tack it, then push it down here, then push it down here finally. You know, there is ways of approaching it. So here's level, right? So I can put a tack there now to start it off. Could do with like coming up a little tiny fraction. There, that's it. I'm going to put a tack there guys. Clip the wire. This of course is something I shouldn't. Don't you just love it when that happens? And if I wasn't holding it, or if it was crooked, it would work. Oh, come on. Did you ever see that happen to me, guys, eh? See? Real problems. Weld set is on. That is on a ground. So it should work, yeah, because you know, that's another thing, guys. Always grind the area where you're putting your rod. This is high, but this will go down. This one is high to this, but that will go down. Yeah. It's good to get a tack on there, because remember I said that was weak back there, but I cut, if you remember, we went back even more in it, so it's not so bad. I think we can take this off now. That needs to go down there, and I know that that's weak down there, but you see, if you take it down, you always try and get this up after, yeah. So right. Okay, that is weak still there. Right, that'll do it. Taps with our little hammer. Beautiful. One in the corner. Blob and all. Yeah, leave the blob behind me, yeah, so I can build on the blob, yeah. You can do that, but I'll show you another video about that little. That's the best trick in the world. But you need to. It's something you get skillful with. It's not easy to pick it up straight away, but it's a fantastic little way of filling at this level, guys, is there's the wire 0.6, yeah, and it's just going into the crack. So there you go, yeah, perfect. Bun that blob down into it, yeah. Now we get in here, we can, yeah, just. We're still holding 0.75, guys, which is a good thing. Hope you can see all this. Am I recording? Yeah, good. So now you see. Don't need that. Okay. Blob is cold now, guys, so there could be a resistance, yeah? It's perfect. Oh, it's good. It's good. Now we've got something to check here now. Yeah. A little bit. Okay. Getting a little bit tight on us there. Yeah. Oh, come on. I can smell it, yeah. There was some contaminant there. One in that corner. I'm going to let it spun out, yeah? See the blob? On the end of the wire? Watch. See how I laid it down? It fills a hole. And it'll go cold, right? And it gives me foundation. So that's the little one that... blob on the end of the wire. Just leave it there, huh? It's tricky to do, guys, but it's a really good little now that corner while it's playing ball. Remember I put a tack on there, and I said I put the tack right on the corner because this is going down nicely for us, guys. I could just put a tack there, there's no need, it's okay, but I'll put one there now because you're getting to see how that, yeah. See how we are along here now. Right, knock that off now. Need a clean, easy one here, like that. That's the difference, you know. The wire is clean. Okay, that's nice. So we'll take that. This is a little bit, let's see. What can we do to change that a little bit? We can do this. Just to change it a little bit there. Right, I was selling this area. Yeah. Just windows. No, it's perfect. One left, the other right, yeah? Same as one up, one down type of thing. But we're splitting hairs now really on this, but still, it's nice to have it perfect. Yeah. Perfect. There we go. I gotcha. Yep. Yeah. Shoot it into it that way, look. See that big long red wire now? See where I dropped it? Dropping the blob, yeah? Takes a while to get to know how to do that, guys, but it's a really big saviour when you know you're on really light stuff. You watch, get out long wire, look. That wire is long now, very long, inch, quarter. Leave that there. We'll get back to that. Beautiful. Might as well put another one there. Yep. I hope you're enjoying this, guys. Ooh, that's hot. Come back to that. Yeah. And there's the blob. Okay, guys, I'm going to go around and I'm going to take all the heads off of these little tacks, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to weld it all in, guys. You know how it's done now, and if you don't know, I'll stick a link right now about how to do this up at the top of the screen there. Just tap on that, okay? But I'm going to bring you back when it's finished, okay? Because you've seen me now how I went around that and tacked it, yeah? And it's kind of warm to the touch, okay? Otherwise this is going to be a massively long video again. So there we have it. Yeah? I know it's hard to make out because of all the silver. It's almost impossible to make out, isn't it? But here's what we'll do. Same as the last time, guys. I've been shaping this up here, guys. Zinc 182 rust inhibiting primer. And this will do. This will do for now, yeah. You can get to see it. That looks better, doesn't it? So now we have our three pieces ending here. We have our little square raised piece, and we have a join here, which is impossible really to detect. Don't know if that's any better or not. Like I was saying, there's a join here. Remember this third one? 1, 2, 3. So this one here was put in singular. So there's a join here, and it runs up and it goes across, and it's welded along here, and it goes across here. So I see a pinhole, a little pinhole. Yeah, there. See, when you put the primer on like that, you can actually see then if there's any little, it helps, you know. It helps to see if there is any pinholes. So that's it, guys. Didn't turn out half bad at all. That's another hole closed, yeah? Hi guys, that's another one, yeah? So, I hope you enjoyed that. I struggled to talk at the beginning. My voice is back now, I'm not too bad. So, I hope you enjoyed the tips and the tricks and the advice that was given. I hope it helps you with your projects. You've no excuses now, get out. It's not 1mm that's your trouble anymore. You really can't be struggling after all that advice, yeah? So, with that guys, that's looking okay now. It's another hole closed, like I said. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications so you can continue with us here to watch the rest of this getting done and the tips and tricks. We're going on to the sill next. I think the sill now is the next in line. So that's probably going to be most likely the next video that we're going to be shooting, right? So yeah, until the next one guys, ciao.